This is video number one today, Friday, February the 16th, and these are the different modifications to the DC Crowbar in order to achieve the requested at least 100 milliseconds of firing after the board has lost its 120. So it's basically the same setup. We have first we're going to show the signal, which by the way we'll point out that we have it here with the modifications that we've made. Now we when we lose the 120, we immediately drop the crowbar command, so we start to fire sooner, earlier, and then with the modification to the board we can go for approximately 120 milliseconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 divisions, 20 milliseconds. So we have achieved and exceeded the minimum requested firing time. The changes are, we are going to include a 120 volts AC relay that will be powered from the same 120 source as the command and as the transformer that provides the 120 to 24 to the board. And we're going to take the normally closed, the normally open, so that when we energize the 120 is closed, and when we lose the 120 it will open, and that's what's going to trigger. That's the first modification, the addition of that relay, 120 relay. And we've changed the capacitance of C1 from 1000 microfarad to 2200 microfarad. So we're going to prove exactly the same. We're going to we have the command, the unit has 120, it's on. It's not crowbarring because the 24 volts it's there. So go ahead and lose the 24 volt only, Tony, please, and show that it crowbars how it's there, and we're getting an output. And let me just put this in autumn. Okay, go ahead and remove the 24 and go ahead and there you go. So got removed. Go ahead and bring it in again. So this is just toggling the 24 volt command. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove and bring in the 24 so it's ready to crowbar. Now we're going to do a single trigger event, and so we have our relay, we have our larger capacitor, we have the 24 volts and the 120, and the relay, the call of the relay, the 120, all power from the source. So now Tony's going to simulate a power loss, and we're going to take a look at what happens. Go ahead, Tony. Alright, so there it is. So we just had the abrupt turn off of the relay because of the contact. We're not considering the command, and now we're starting to trigger, and that capacitor extends that all the way to 130. Now what we're gonna do on this part, let's go ahead and keep everything off, Tony. Let's disconnect or load. We just check the we simulated the eraser with the load. So now we're connected to the actual SCR. We're gonna have that SCR, so that is ready to go, and here's our light bulb, and it will only turn on if we latch this. So let's go ahead and bring everything on, and the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and crowbar. Okay, so Tony just remove the crowbar so it's there. Let me go ahead and reset. Go ahead, Tony, bring in the 24. And I'm good to go. Alright, so now it's the 24. The SCR is ready to conduct if latch. And let's go ahead and simulate our power loss, and we have to make sure that turn. And of course it is longer than the 120 millisecond was. It's longer than the original 40 milliseconds, and therefore the SCR still triggers. This is the end of this video.